So today we are going to discuss about respiratory volumes. Respiratory volumes are basically four types: tidal volume, inspiratory reserve volume, expiratory reserve volume, and residual volume. And by using these volumes we can measure the respiratory capacities also. To understand this topic in an easier manner, we'll make us and we'll divide it into four parts. And in each compartment we'll write different volumes. Suppose in this first part we wrote tidal volumes, then in the second part you wrote inspiratory reserve volume, in the third part you wrote expiratory reserve volume, and then in the last part you wrote residual volume. Okay, so first we are going to discuss about tidal volume. What is tidal volume? Tidal volume is that amount of air which can be inspired or expired during normal breathing. Suppose, so if you are inspiring or expiring at normal rate, so the amount of air which you will inspire or expire, that will be your tidal volume, and the value is approximately 500 ml. Okay, so this is first part, tidal volume. So it's the amount of air which can be inspired or expired normally, that will become your tidal volume. Okay, so this is your first part. Then next part is inspiratory reserve. So inspiratory reserve volume is the additional amount of air which can be inspired. So while doing yoga, when you inhale, so that is your inhale up to maximum capacity, that is your inspiratory reserve volume. Okay, and the value of inspiratory reserve volume is 2500 to 3000 ml. Okay, that is inspiratory reserve volume. Next is expiratory reserve volume. It is the additional amount of air which can be expired under forcible expiration. So that is, it is the additional amount of air which can be expired under forcible expiration. So this is expiratory reserve volume. Value of expiratory reserve volume is 1000 to 1100 ml. And the next one is residual volume. Residual volume is the amount of air which remains inside lungs after forcible expiration. After you remove ERV, residual volume will stay inside your lungs. So value is 1100 to 1200 ml. So these two are your respiratory volume. So next part is how you will calculate respiratory capacities. It's very easy, and it's easier when you study from this square. Okay, so first capacity is inspiratory capacity. What is the inspiratory capacity? It's a maximum amount of air which can be this is inspiratory capacity. So how you will calculate? Just add these two values, first to tidal volume plus inspiratory reserve volume. It will become your inspiratory capacity. Okay, so it's a maximum amount of air, because normally people will take tidal volume under normal breathing, And if they use their forcible breathing or forcible inspiration, then they can use inspiratory reserve volume. So value of IC is TV plus IRV, that is 3000 ml to 3500 ml. So this is first point, inspiratory capacity. Next point will be expiratory capacity. So it's a maximum amount of air which can be expired. So it's a maximum amount of air which can be expired. So that is expiratory capacity. So expiratory tidal volume is expired in normal condition, and then expiratory reserve volume is the additional amount. So this will become expiratory capacity. Value is 1500 to 1600 ml. It's approximate value. So this is expiratory capacity. Now next part is functional residual capacity, FRC, or functional residual volume. So amount of air remains in lungs after normal expiration. That is functional residual capacity. So if you add these remaining last two boxes, it will be your FRC. Okay, so next part is vital capacity. Vital capacity is the amount of air, maximum amount of air which can be expired after forcible expiration. Now listen, if a person do forcible expiration, so it can, that person can deplete up to ERV. So if the person start inhaling first, it will cover ERV. So we have to calculate ERV. This one is ERV. Then we'll add tidal volume. Tidal volume is normal volume. So tidal volume. Then we'll add respiratory reserve volume. So these three, if we add ERV, TV and IRV, it will become vital capacity. And then so vital capacity is ERV, TV plus IRV. So we can count it easily. Next and last part is total lung capacity. Is the sum of all the volumes. It's a sum of all the volumes. So it will be IRV plus TV plus ERV plus RV. Okay, so this is total lung capacity. So this is your first topic. So from this graph, from this square, we can make it easily. We can understand respiratory volumes and respiratory capacities quite easily. So I hope it will be helpful for your preparation. Okay, thank you.